So you have the nursing home case, you've looked at the records, and you've identified 27 nurses, 10 aides, a director of nursing, a couple corporations, the administrator, and you want to sue all those people, and you're ready to go and file your complaint. Do you really want to sue all those people? You really want to think about that, don't you? This is Saul Gruber from Gruber Trial Consulting, and we help lawyers all over the country handle their nursing home cases. And one of the things we do with them is discuss who you want to sue. And the reason for that is, do you really want nurses defending the case that they're doing the best they can? And you have to stand up with experts saying, no, Nurse Smith, you may have been nice, but we think you didn't turn him, this resident, when you were supposed to. That creates a real issue at the time of trial. Do you want to really stand up and say, hey, doctor, you should have realized the nurses weren't doing their job and done something else? Now you've got a medical malpractice case and a whole nother set of lawyers. They're the issues you're dealing with, and let's talk about them and who to sue and when to sue them. First off, almost always you're going to find that the nurses and the aides are all employees of the nursing home, the operating nursing home. Now you want to find that out, and you can do that before filing suit by getting the cost reports. But more often than not, you're going to see that is the case. Now, doctors are almost never employed by the nursing homes, and you want to keep that in mind. But really, a nursing home case, to avoid the medical malpractice aspect of it, a nursing home case is about the company, the corporation, failing to make sure their employees are doing what they're supposed to be doing to keep care of the resident. Remember that. And that's how you use the federal regulations. So more often than not, you want to avoid suing nurses. You want to avoid suing aides. You want to avoid suing the director of nursing. That is the rule rather than the exception. Now, obviously, your case, everybody's case is a little bit different, but some of the exceptions you want to look at is if the nursing home is uninsured. Perhaps the nurses have their own insurance. You want to look at if there's an issue of removal to federal court. If you name some of the employees, that can block the diversity and keep it in state court. If something really happened really badly, whether it be an attack or an assault by an individual employee, you may have to sue them because they were acting outside the scope of employment, although you're still going to argue that it's the company's fault. So it's a case-by-case basis, but our rule is you don't sue everybody individually. You sue the nursing home. But what about the corporations? A lot of people say, do I really need all of the shell corporations, the 10 LLCs, the management LLC? In a case, it's just harder to serve them. Yeah, it is. And yeah, you need them. Why do you need them? Because you're not sure when you file that lawsuit if this is one of those true corporate neglect cases. So you want to make sure those people are in the case. You're also not sure if this is the type of case where you want to be able to argue a budget, profit and loss statements, where the top of the corporation made decisions monetarily that affected the nursing home's ability to provide care. So you want them in there for that. And then, of course, if it turns out that the nursing home has limited insurance, no insurance, an eroding policy, and you may have to get to the company for a judgment, the shell companies, know yet who actually has the assets. So they're the type of things you want to think about. And again, it really depends on your case, but don't jump in and say, yeah, sue everybody right away. Think about some of the things we talked about in this video. And if you like this video, please hit subscribe at the bottom here, and you can get alerted to all of our videos as soon as they're released on YouTube. That includes our trial tip, that includes our nursing home minute, our art of persuasion, and then of course, look for our podcast, where you can get it wherever you get your podcast. The Jury Thinks What? On the Lawyer Minds ecosystem. And if you need anything, if you have any problems, give us a call. We're here to help. Thanks.